Hello, Sunshine. We are
Hey,
still live here at the Destiny Designers University launch. I'm so excited. I tell you, each moment that passes, each minute that grows, I am more humble and
mm,
grateful for what
great.
God has allowed me the opportunity to do, and for all of you to stay tuned in. You've been watching, you've been hearing all these amazing professional master experts who love me enough to take time out of their schedule to be a part of today's launch. So I don't take it for granted. I'm just excited that you get to see who I play with, who
Uh,
sits in my front row, who is a
mm,
part of helping me to sharpen the saw so that we can bring our best each and every time. So now I have an awesome opportunity to introduce someone that I refer to as my big brother. He
all
is
right.
truly an amazing expert when it comes to the art of story and public speaking. He's been a Les Brown Platinum speaker, one of the original. He has been a part of speaking on stages all across the world, sharing his platform message, but then taking it further and saying it's not just the fact that I've mastered this, but I want to help other people be able to do the same, and has built an empire doing that with his partner Dan Smith. And I'm just so excited that he's able to take time out to be here today, and I get to introduce to you my big brother Dwight. Mr. Dwight Pleasure, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Stacy. You're effervescent as usual. Okay, so good. It feels so good to be in your front seat because I just could imagine what it would look like from way in the back row. Okay, so you look good up front. I got nothing obstructing me, nothing but air and opportunity, and this is a great opportunity to share and to be with you. And so I'm excited. Congratulations in advance on your new launch that's taking place, and there's no question about it. It is going to be one of the most life changing, and actually on a global level, people's lives are going to be changed forever as a result of you merging with them and getting in their head, shifting their mindset, and causing them to move into a place of purpose, a place of value, a place of significance that we all want to, accomplish as we go through this life thing called life. All right.
All right, Robert. Well, I appreciate you for that, and I just thank you for who you are and just for being there for me. You know, everybody needs somebody. We cannot do this thing called life alone, and we never know more than we think we know because we
Yes.
always have to grow and we have to stay a student. And I just appreciate you always being willing to not only lead by example, but pour into me and
That's
encourage me on this journey. So I just want to publicly state that. But,
great.
Big Brother Dwight, now you
Yes.
started out here on this planet doing some amazing things and understanding that God had given you something to share. When was it that you
Mhm.
actually connected with what your divine assignment was?
Absolutely. Well, it's really interesting, Stacey. I think one of the significant places where my life and my purpose began to really take off was as you ran into and came in connection with Les Brown. I did the same about 10 years ago. And at that point, I was moving and, doing things in life and in the real estate profession. But my speaking career had not really taken off. I knew I had something of significance to say to the planet, but just didn't know how that was going to flesh out. So one of the decisions I made was to yoke myself up with who I consider the greatest motivational speaker and trainer on the planet. And from that point on, I mean, literally, as we say, almost a cliche, the rest is history because going forward, I was able to connect with Les. He took a special interest in the story that I had been sharing, and I got to share the stage with him literally all over the world, and met some incredible people. Not to mention you yourself. I ran to you one day and I said, "Who is that lady? She over there talking and she looking all sophisticated, like she really got her act together." And I'm telling you, I really didn't realize that what I was seeing was really the tip of the iceberg of who you were and who you were going to become and who you are today. And I'm telling you, all I have to say is that the Lord have brought you from a mighty, mighty long way.
Amen. I'm a witness.
Amen. So I'm just excited about the journey, and I've experienced some things that I never really dreamed I would experience in terms of the impact and the exposure that I've gotten over the past 10 years as a result of being connected with and aligned with my brother Les Brown, and of course, all of those, as I said, I've met along the way as well.
Awesome. And it truly is wonderful when you get to that point. It was the same when I met Les and made that decision to invest in myself and be able to work with the best of the best. And now, as you are, and so many of us that work with him, we're able to turn it around and have other people have the same opportunity to invest in themselves. That's why Destiny Designers University has been born, so that we can really be of service to help others graduate to the next best level of themselves. So there's a piece of that you mentioned that I think is really important when we talk about growing, and over the last decade you look at your life and you look at everything that you've been able to do. What has kept you grounded with being able to experience this kind of growth and success?
You know, I think one of the things that's kept me grounded is I've been able to see the impact that sharing my story in various places across this country and, of course, internationally. I've seen the impact of the power of story. And I'm telling you, I don't say that in a way, I say it really from a deep place in terms of the value of not only a person knowing their own personal story, but also being able to communicate and to share that story and to articulate the things that they have come out of, the things that they're involved in, and where they're going. So I picked that up from Les as I watched him, because from all the trainings, and back then when you came along, we were doing 2 or 3 trainings a year, and these were like deep submersions in Les pouring and allowing us to go forth and to get feedback. And so it was really a powerful transformation experience that took place during that time. But as I watched Les, I watched his love for story. I watched how there was no such thing as a dull story, or a boring story. It was a story that could use some tweaking, some feedback, some reframing to allow it to be a powerful story that impacts the masses. So that's one of the pieces when we talk about leaving a legacy. That's something that I feel that's my part that I gleaned and picked up from the master, so to speak. And it has become literally a passion for myself to become an instrument of change, an instrument of transformation in the lives of those that are yet ready to pull out their story, to go to the planet and say, I have something to say. And this thing that I have to say is burning down on the inside, and I refuse to take this to my grave with me. As a matter of fact, before I take some of it back, I'm going to add more to it.
You better go with your
best. So I'm being bold up in here, okay? Just come on all the way out there with it, because it is something of value. And you were purposed, and your destiny, there's that key word, was for you to bring that to the planet and to make a significant impact on those around you for a redemptive and a greater purpose.
Absolutely. You see why I call him Big Brother Dwight. I mean, he said so much right now. I hope you had your pen and your paper out. Can't put it down for this day. You're getting a lot of information. If you caught it, go ahead and put it in the feed at Dwight Pleasure. You want to make sure you share this with somebody via Twitter or Facebook. Right above your screen, you see the little icon. All you have to do is just press it and share it out. Let somebody else hear the good news of how this can really impact their last days of this year. It's not over. It's not time to throw in the towel. It's time to turn up and do what we need to do to really live in the way that God has intended us to. So, absolutely. I mean, I could stay here all day with my big brother Dwight Pleasure, but he is a busy man all the way across the country doing a lot of work. So I want to just pause for a moment to thank you. Thank you again for all you do and who you are. Thank you for being here and supporting me and just being in my front row. And if people want to connect with you, how can they just stay connected and see all the wonderful things you're doing with the Power of Story?
Great. All right, Stacey, again, thank you for this opportunity. And of course, I wish you the very best. Anytime you need anything from me, I mean, you have carte blanche. Just pick up the phone, text me, call me, tweet me, pray and ask God to speak to me. Do something to get so I can get the message, okay? But the real simple way to kind of connect with what Dan Smith and myself are doing in our business called D&D Training and Coaching Solutions is you can text the word speaker. That's SPEAKER to 55469. Again, text the word speaker to 55469. And many of us are familiar with the short code text messaging process. So do that. And some of you may be familiar with our website, totalspeakerworkshop.com. And there you'll find information on our coaching programs, our workshop, and some of the things that we placed on our site that will just bring value and add, hopefully, some more emphasis and content to your life.
Absolutely. Thank you so much again. You're an amazing gift from God. And what we didn't tell them, that you are an ordained minister of God as well, that you're spreading the good news, not just with stories, but with everything that you do. And I'm just really just excited. You've lifted my spirit. You made me feel I can conquer the world. I'm going to start singing R. Kelly. I believe I can fly. Like Dr. Phillips.
Yeah, I can see him now. I believe you.
He started doing it. But this has been awesome. It's been an amazing time, and I'm just glad we were able to be a part of it together. And God's continued blessings to you, my brother, as you go off and continue to save the world.
All right. I wish you well, my sister. God bless you, and I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.